Hey, it's Colton, Lindsay here, financially free by the age of 32. Today I'm going to be doing some reaction videos. So go ahead and watch him. We've got Mr. Kevin O'Leary today, Shark Tank himself. Here we go.
A few years ago, my son, who was an electrical engineer, was interning at Tesla. Dad, why don't you own some Tesla? I worked there as an intern, and I said, I want to short that stock. It's such a joke. It's a car company trading at a ridiculous price. He said, no, you're the joke. You don't understand what Tesla does. I work there. It's not a car company, it's a data company. Every mile a Tesla drives, it goes into the database of mapping for autonomous cars. And I thought, shit, I didn't know that. He said, no kidding, you have a ton of money. Why don't you buy some of this stock? So just before I went on the air, I took my phone out and I bought a whack of the stock in my personal account. Then I forgot about it. One day I opened up the thing and I was up like 1,000%.
I didn't know where he was going with this at first, but it just goes to show no matter how successful a person is, we are in these stages of what we don't know. And we're moving into an economy of data. Tesla is creating data that you and I can't get, nor do I think any other company actually out there can get as quickly or as fast as they can. I think we haven't even seen the top of Tesla at this point. So I think that's an incredible share from Mr. Wonderful himself. Let's see what else he's got for us.
I recommend that everybody have at least 2 credit cards. The first credit card is one that has a very low limit, let's say $2,000, and that's the number you use on all the online services. If they get hacked, nobody can spend more than $2,000. That's how you protect yourself. The other card is the one you use when you actually buy things that are not online, and perhaps those purchases can be much more expensive.
Look, I completely hear what he's saying, but I buy things online that are significantly more than $2,000. I prefer an American Express card because it's got got an amazing security system on it, and I can watch it in real time. If things are getting spent, it just sends me a notification. I can turn it on or off, and they're really, really good to work with me if it ever was stolen, and hopefully it doesn't get stolen, but I had cards stolen in the past. Visa, it's a headache. I will say one thing that I would recommend is don't be buying things online with a debit card, because that takes several weeks to get your money back, even if you do get your money back. Where if it's an Amex and it's stolen, you get it back almost like that. But I do like his principle. If you're not spending lots of money online, stick to the $2,000 limit. That's a great way to protect yourself. And I think it's going to become a more and more important thing as the cybersecurity has to strengthen and as cyber fraud continues to strengthen.
How rich is too rich? I mean, Elon Musk, I think, passed the 300 billion mark. I mean, what do you do about it?
So think about what that man's accomplished and how he's changed everybody's lives in space, and what he's done with electric cars, changing the economy, making it greener. Should we punish him for that?
We're not punishing. No, I'm a
Is he a
fan.
bad
No. I'm a Elon
Did he not
Musk.
just pay $5 billion in tax?
Look, I don't know about what's even going on in this video, but I love what Kevin O'Leary's saying in the sense of, hey, look, Elon Musk has done some incredible things for mankind. Why should we punish him? And he paid like $5 billion in tax. I hear that. Totally get it. The capitalism in me. And as the older I get, I actually love Bill Maher more and more. In fact, it's recently, the last couple of years, I feel like I'm even more aligned with him than ever before as I hear what he says with his interviews and things like that. And I hear what he's saying in this sense of like, how much is too much? Because the other angle of this, and I don't think Elon Musk is this guy. However, there are really wealthy people that are pulling fucking puppet strings. And how do we actually combat against that to where one person has too much power in the say of humanity? I think that's a very fine line that we're approaching in this pride cycle right now.
I tell women today, do not merge your account with your husband's, ever, in your whole life. He will respect you for having your own money, let him have his, and set up a third account where you merge your dollars together. There's no reason you have to give up your financial identity when you marry.
Look, I completely agree with what he's saying. In my relationship and my previous relationship, I've never actually merged those accounts. But understand that there are things that you're going to merge. And those are the things that need to be done intentionally. What I've seen so happen that cause so much trauma and strife and problems in relationships when it comes to money is that there's no clear financial blueprint between the two of them to have financial goals. And so they do what they've always been taught to do and what the society norm is. So you got to go get a joint checking account. Yeah, you can get a joint checking account, but be conscious in what money goes into that and what the plan with that is. Let her have her own money and her own independence and the ability to support herself to the degree that she wants, plus your ability to help support her to the degree that you feel comfortable and confident in helping out, and vice versa. Make your money your money. It's always funny when I'll bring on a new mastermind partner, and sometimes the person will be like, well, I need to check with my wife. I'm like, oh, really? What does she do in the business? And they're like, oh, she's a stay-at-home mom. And I'm like, wait a second. So you mean you want to go to this stay-at-home mom and you want to put the financial pressure on her to make a decision on how to spend $25,000 to get mentorship with me? It's like, dude, be the CEO of your motherfucking company and don't go throw that extra decision-making burden on her. Just go fucking win in business and let her not worry about the money that she doesn't need to worry about.
I'll tell you a story about a class I was teaching a few years ago. This fellow at the back raises his hand and he says, can I ask you a question? He was in his graduating year of engineering and he had designed a compliance cloud-based platform for hedge funds of 250 million and under. The run rate was $5 million of free cash flow a year while he was in his dorm. He says to me, my girlfriend came to me today and said, I have to make a decision. I said, what's the decision? Well, we're engaged, but she doesn't want to live this way. I have no time for her family. I have no time for her. I work every weekend. I work all night. What do I do? I don't want to lose her. And now the class is, you could have heard a pin drop. I said, listen, let's be pragmatic about this. Which one is easier to replace? Your business or your fiancé?
Look, I get where he's coming from, and I think there's a couple parts and angles to look at here. One is the right fiance will not make you trade your business in and choose her over the business. It just won't happen. However, what I hear that fiance saying is, give me some attention. And I completely understand this fact. I believe you can have a badass business and you can give the attention to your family and those other parts that are important to you. Now, there has to become a level, though, of what you value more, because where you put your attention is where your energy is going to flow. Now, to go quicker to $1 billion company is going to require that you have more attention on the items that cause that. And many people are going to steal attention from other areas, such as their family. I've done it before in my business. I don't recommend it. Now, I wait and imagine, though, can you build a business where you've got plenty of money that comes in over and over and over again, and you get to have the incredible experiences with your family? I think that's the ideal way to live. Now, can you do that and become a billionaire? I don't know, because I haven't done it. And I don't really know many billionaires to really know look at that. In fact, if I look at a lot of billionaires, Jeff Bezos, Melinda, and Bill Gates, I mean, look at them. They're the weird couple of people. I don't know necessarily want their life. Elon Musk, I don't know. He seems like he has a zillion kids and doesn't really talk much about family. I don't know how much his time is for family, right? So maybe it is impossible. But then I think there's billionaires like Ray Dalio, who seems to have an incredible family and incredible understanding on things. So you have to understand, if you're going to be a billionaire and you want to look at that, or a multimillionaire, who you model is extremely important. And for me, I want to model time, effort, and energy into my family, attention to my family, along with making millions and millions of dollars.
A friend of mine started a company. I gave him $250,000. 60 days later, he comes back and says, look, I need another $500,000 to make this work. I gave him the $500K. He went to zero 90 days later. That's $750,000. Please, a moment of silence for that money. And I'll never, ever, ever do that again. So I don't let emotion get in the way.
I completely agree, depending on the emotion. Because I think emotion is powerful to lead you to actions that you wouldn't make. But is that emotion an emotion of influence and of empowerment and positive expectation? Or is it hopefulness and worry and doubt? If it's a hopefulness, I hope this works out, I wouldn't do it. When it comes to money, hedge yourself against your own stupidity. Keith Cunningham wrote an incredible book called The Road Less Stupid, and he tells the story of how he got stupid and lost over $100 million because of his own stupidity. Now, in this particular case, when it comes to friends, I wouldn't invest just because I like the person. I would invest because the deal makes sense and I can see a way to get my money back. And I think that's what Mr. O'Leary is saying, and I completely agree with him on that. Invest in the project based on the data and following your hunch. Don't invest in the project based on your friend and you like the friend and you want that friend to win. If you do that, that's okay. But just like he did, you got to be willing to be parting from the $750,000. I look at loaning friends and family money as not a loan, but as a gift, because you may or may not get it back. And if you do, that's awesome. If you don't, be okay with that. All right, thanks for watching today. I want to hear what you have to think about Mr. O'Leary in the comments. He's one of my favorite sharks. He is direct, to the point. He's obviously extremely successful. Make sure to click that like button and smash the share button. Go send this to someone that you think might like to hear what Kevin O'Leary has to say about money and wealth and success and growing. Thanks so much. We'll see you on the next episode.